Hello, hello. I am so excited to be here to share this video with you because videos in this time of my life have really helped me to feel connected and to feel a little bit more informed. And this video is to recap the first trimester of pregnancy. So today exactly I am 15 weeks, and so I wanted to share symptoms, cravings, supplements, working out, yoga, and that kind of stuff throughout the first trimester. I had very little to no idea what the first trimester of pregnancy entails until I actually went through it. So this is a little bit of a recap, and I'm excited about that. So stay tuned and we'll talk about stuff. So first of all, when you find out you're pregnant, you typically download the app, What to Expect. That's one thing that my friend who has had 3 babies tells me. She's like, download the app, What to Expect. There's not any other really apps you need, but that has like a little day-by-day breakdown. It's kind of fun to follow. So they give you videos and tips and emails, and you can join a group for the month that your baby's going to be born and then connect with others. So that's been really nice. Let's see, when did I find out? So I am due in October 20th, actually. I found out the beginning of February, and I found out because I knew there might be a chance that I could be pregnant. So I took a test a few days before my missed period, and just to ease my mind. And I thought it was going to come out negative, and it came out positive. So my emotion surrounding that was quite a bit of shock, and that has since turned to excitement. And just so you know, Kyle, who is my boyfriend and partner, he is very excited. So that's been really, really helpful. So we're both very excited. And so I found out actually like on the day before Kyle's birthday. So that was kind of a nice little surprise. Eventually, because it was a bit of like, whoa, was not really planning for this, but that's all right. We work with it. That's the way life kind of happens sometimes, and you choose your reactions and choose what you do in that moment. So we're excited now. All right. A big question that people often ask is if I've had any symptoms, or if, the first trimester, if you've had any of those usual symptoms like cravings or morning sickness and all of that. And just so you know, morning sickness is not just mornings. It's called morning sickness, but it's not just for the mornings. It can last all day long. So when I found out, that was like less than 4 weeks. And then into week 5, I was feeling completely normal, totally normal. And then week 6 hit. Week 6. I started getting extremely fatigued, super, super tired. That's probably the biggest symptom I had. Was I was so tired all the time, very low energy. I was sleeping 12 hours at night, plus having to take naps during the day, and I just did not want to get out of bed. And then there was a little bit of nauseousness, a little bit of nausea, and that kind of came and went, but it didn't get so bad that I was throwing up or anything. So it was just more like a sick, icky feeling. So I didn't want to eat anything that was like fatty or oily. A lot of foods didn't sound good, so I was eating what was okay, and I'll tell you about those in a second. But yeah, the biggest thing, of course, missed period, and then I was super, super tired, and I had some nausea, and that was from weeks 6 to 10. So about 4 or 5 weeks, I just was not feeling good. And so in that time, I would eat things like bread and toast and Cheerios. I never eat cereal, but Cheerios sounded good to me, and anything else was like, no thank you. So I would eat toast and sandwiches and try to keep up my healthy diet, but I just did not feel like anything heavy. So anyway, food cravings and aversions. So aversions are things like I actually haven't had a whole lot of cravings. Like some people are like, I need to have this thing like pickles and cheese and whatever. I haven't had any crazy cravings out of the ordinary that I feel like I would normally have. So like I said, I've been liking toast a lot more, even though I already like toast a lot, like peanut butter and honey or peanut butter and jelly toast. And but I did notice I have aversions, or I used to like and now do not like coffee The smell of beer just really bothered me. I don't feel like I got a really enhanced smell or enhanced symptom of smelling a whole lot. I mean, I just didn't like the smell of coffee or beer or that kind of stuff. Mostly coffee. I do like coffee regularly, especially like mochas and toasty warm beverages. But yeah, for the few weeks, actually right now I'm feeling fine and I like coffee, but not then. And coffee is okay to have like a cup or so. You want to keep it under 200 milligrams of caffeine daily, from what I have learned. So having a cup of coffee is okay. Let's see, anything else? Any other food cravings? There hasn't been a whole lot other than that. Like I said, I ate some Cheerios because that was the only thing for breakfast that kind of would make me feel good. And I don't usually eat those, but nothing else out of the ordinary. Let's talk about working out and yoga. So I am a yoga teacher, a fitness instructor, and I like to work out. I like to be active. I like to do a lot of yoga and pretty intensely too. During when I first found out, I did go to a couple hot yoga classes. Again, I felt normal, I felt fine, and then week 6 hit. I went to a hot yoga class or a warmer yoga class at 6:30 in the morning. That was the only time I threw up because I had eaten toast right before. I was so dizzy. It was hot. It was early. I was tired. I went to the bathroom and my toast came up. That was the only time I threw up. And so I decided not to do hot yoga anymore from then, at least at that time. And I kind of held off on all workouts and yoga for a good 4 or 5 weeks. The week 6 to 10 or 11, I was like, I am too tired. And it was really hard because it created a little bit of depression inside me, and a little bit it was hard emotionally, mentally, to not move my body so much and to be so down. And it was still kind of winter here. I'm in the Seattle area, so very rainy and cloudy, and I didn't have all my things from moving yet. I had moved just across the country, so I don't know if some of my emotions were hormones or if it was just all these life changes. So it was, there was a lot of crying, a lot of being upset, but Kyle handled it really well. He's been a great support system. So that's been awesome. So working out wasn't a thing for a while. And then I got to week 11, 12. I went back to Fargo where I came from. I drove back so that I could get the rest of my stuff. I stayed a few weeks and I started working out again. I started doing, I'll show you this DVD program just because I had it, Core de Force, so Beachbody program. I went to my old Ashtanga yoga classes and I actually made a video on the modifications I took during month 3 of pregnancy for yoga. So I went to that and told the instructor, of course, and made some modifications and went to that 3 times a week. And my energy just came back after about week 11, 12. So I started working out again. I don't have to sleep as much. I'm not nauseous. I just feel good. I finally felt normal. So you got to get past that first, 3 months or, at least that there's like a month or two that for everyone, it's a little different when it comes and goes, but to just get past it, heading into second trimester is so much better. So that's been working out in yoga. I've been working out daily again and active, and of course lots of modifying. I don't have a big belly or anything yet, but that'll come. But I still want to modify and just keep things simple and just get my body moving to feel good, and mostly mentally and emotionally. That's what I need to help me feel best. Some things, a couple products that I've been using. One of the first things you want to do when you get pregnant is get prenatal vitamins. So I've heard. So I got these ones. This is New Chapter. Can you see them? It's New Chapter Perfect Prenatal Vitamins made with organic vegetables and herbs. New Chapter. There we go. So I've been eating these ones. I like them. They're fine. And actually, when I had morning sickness, I found or nauseousness, I found what helped, or maybe it was just starting to go away, is I started drinking this again. I started drinking Shakeology again. So if you can, like beach body stuff, right? Like, I am a beach body coach. I have been for many, many years. And I have this, but sometimes I don't drink it. Sometimes I do. But I started drinking Shakeology and I noticed that my morning sickness kind of went away. My nauseousness went away. And so I just continued to drink it daily until I felt completely good, and now sometimes I don't have it, but it really helped actually. So it might be all the vitamins and stuff in there that helped. It is safe to have during pregnancy, and I was kind of excited about that. So I've been having that, eating prenatal vitamins, eating good foods, and let's see, I've gotten a lot of books as well. So a couple books. I actually have a few books here. One of them I ordered on Amazon, this like Mama Natural pregnancy book, because I am actually going to a birth center for delivery. So it's a freestanding birth center. So they don't do epidurals. They work with midwives. It's not doctors. So there's midwives there, and I'll have to hire a doula and go to childbirth classes. So I'll talk about that. But yeah, so I got this Mama Natural pregnancy book, and the birth center is giving me, borrowed me Ina May's book. So I read her first one. It was Spiritual Midwifery or something like that. And then this one is A Guide to God's Child's Birth. So I just got this at my appointment yesterday, and very excited to start that one because I read the other one just like that. It's easy to read, great information. I was really, really liking it. So I'm trying to get as much knowledge as I can on like midwives and natural births, I guess, in that sense. And I have a couple other books too. But there's so much out there. Just read whatever calls to you, and what can help fear or being scared is to inform yourself, to get out there and learn some information and know what's going on with your body, know what's going to happen, what's coming, and then you can be a little bit more confident. So that's what I've been doing with reading books, watching videos, and just keeping up to date as much as I can. As far as next topic I have was doctor's visits. So like I said, we are going to give birth. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Bless me. At a birth center about 20 miles or so from home. And I decided on that route because I worked in a studio that did a lot of prenatal yoga, and I've met a lot of doulas and just been around people who are very passionate about keeping birth sacred and that kind of thing. And plus it was pretty close, and I was happy about that. And so we went for the consultation, and I decided a couple days later just to go with them. We had our first appointment when I was just about 12 weeks, and right away I heard the baby's heartbeat, so I knew it was a true thing and made it more real. And did a couple tests. They did a lot of blood tests. So they pulled a lot of blood, and one of the blood tests is a genetic screening, but also you can tell the sex of the baby, if it's a boy or girl. So actually, I could have found out. I found out yesterday. I'll tell you in a moment. I could have found out 3 weeks ago because they called me up. However, I was driving. I was away from Kyle, and he wanted to find out together, which totally makes sense. So we waited until our next appointment for them to tell us what it was. We did find out it's low risk for any genetic things like Down syndrome and all of that. Everything else is great. Like everything's going really well. At the appointment, I did have to do like a pee test just to check things, and we don't do that at every appointment, just some of them, just the first one, and if anything's wrong, you do it again, that kind of thing. But I won't have to do that at every one. They don't weigh me at every single appointment unless there's cause or concern. The birth suites are very nice and comfortable and cozy. And there's 2 or 3 midwives that we'll work with, and we have to get appointments with all of them throughout the duration. And for this next few months, it's once a month checkups, and then goes to once every 2 weeks, and then once a week when I hit the end. And appointments are about 45 minutes or so. So it's a little bit longer than you would expect at a doctor's appointment, because they really like to build a relationship and educate you on things and make sure that we feel like we're getting, a great experience and getting everything that we need. The first appointment, it was like get to know each other, a lot of health questions, hear the baby's heartbeat, and that was pee in a cup, and that was it. But it took quite a while. And then the second appointment, which was yesterday, we found out that we are having a boy. So we're having a boy, and that's super exciting too. I took a tally, and I even thought it was a girl. I took a tally, and 14 people said girl, 5 people said boy, and so we are having a boy. Yay! And so I'm going to be in a house full of boys because Kyle does have a son that's almost 5. So we will have another boy. And honestly, I think this might be the only child I have, just because I don't know if I want to do, not that I don't want to do this again, but I'm good with just one, I think. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But we're having a boy. We already kind of have a name picked out, but that's not something that we're going to tell you. I don't have any baby products yet or any onesies or anything cute. I haven't even posted to Facebook any, I love photography and I love those cute announcements. I even am a graphic designer and I haven't done any of that. I've told some people and it hasn't been like picture perfect. It hasn't been cutesy. It hasn't been, I'm just like, you guys, here's the info, like having a baby. It's due in October. It's a boy. We got the name picked out. You're not going to hear about it yet. So I don't know anything about making a nursery. I don't even think I want to, honestly. This is the office / guest bedroom. Dylan has his room, or Kyle's son has his room, and then we have our bedroom. So I don't know, and I don't know that I really care to make like a whole room into a baby room. So we'll see how that goes. I don't even know if I'm going to live here after this December. So just because this is a rental or a rental house. So I'm going to think of all that later, just kind of how my life goes. But I'm excited because I can finally start buying and looking at little baby products that now that we know it's a boy. And we found it because of a blood test. I had no idea you could do that. But when they take the blood test, it's mostly meant, it's not meant for just finding the sex of the baby. It's actually meant for finding those genetic things. So if you don't want to know if you're at high risk for things like Down syndrome or chromosomal defects and stuff, a lot of people opt out of that test and will wait till the 20-week anatomy scan to find out if it's a boy or girl, or maybe within that time frame. But we decided to go with the blood test. And it was fine. And they don't do ultrasounds at the birth center, but we are going to get referred out to do one. You don't actually have to do an ultrasound ever. Kyle said he would like to do an ultrasound, so because he wants a picture, and I'm like, I think that'd be cute too. So we will be doing one around that 19 or 20 week mark, just to have the picture of it. And it's my first one and maybe only one, so might as well, because sonogram picture, cool. So that's our plan. That'll be at the end of May. And was there anything else here? I think within the first trimester, I gained maybe a couple pounds, not a whole lot. I'm still not really showing. I think I'll pop out a little bit, maybe coming up in the next couple weeks or month, closer to week 16 or 20. In that time, maybe you can't, I would probably be offended if someone on the street asked me right now when I'm due. So if you want to see, there's not much there. So yeah, it's not noticeable really. But that is my first trimester recap. I have still been occasionally teaching yoga, and I'll be teaching yoga a bunch coming up here in May. And I'm going to post some links to some of these products and stuff down in the description. And some of these are affiliate links, just so you know. That means I might make like a little commission if you click on them, but it doesn't mean that you pay anymore. It's just helping people out, people helping people. I love using affiliate links from others because it's helpful. It's helpful to help people, of course. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to post below, and I'd love to answer. And I'll be back probably doing more recaps later. And yeah, so fun stuff. Bye.